All right, good morning, everybody. As you can see, we're up against the wall again today. Definitely have some blocks and a blanket nearby. We're going to continue to play with the wall. I think this will be our third class where we've done some wall work. And it's such a great prop and a great teacher as we figure out what are our bodies doing when we're at the wall. Whew. So we're going to start laying down with our behinds or our hips as close to the wall as we can and the legs up the wall. But give yourself, and maybe that's not quite accurate. So bring the legs up the wall, but you don't have to be super close. Okay, so um, you want to make sure your hamstrings are not straining here. And ideally, that you're going to have a little bit of room to do some stretching in this position. Kristen, I know you've got a little bit of a wall challenge there. You could stay away from wall if you would like, because you can use a strap instead. So start really, really easy. Your heels are on the walls. The rest of your body or your torso is on the floor, and you feel a nice, really nice centered um, alignment with the mat, the wall. The feet are roughly hips width apart. You don't have to flex them right now. You can keep them soft. Just watch the backs of the knees so that you don't hyperextend, that you don't just lock out the knees and press through the back of the knees. And then close the eyes. And feel your breath and play here a little bit with a flat back versus a tiny space behind the lower back. So much harder here to have that curve of the lumbar spine, the low back, but see if you can move just a little bit away from the flat back. Just a little bit. I'm not in my normal lumbar curve. I just have a little bit of a space there. And then the shoulders fall back. Kind of maybe notice where the shoulders are in space. Are they equally dropping toward the floor? And then just breathe here. Just notice. And again, if you don't have a wider wall to work with for some of these stretches, you can come away from wall and use a strap around one foot instead, just so you know there's an option there. Checking the hips, do they feel pretty evenly spaced toward the wall? Are you landing on the same places on the heels? Do the shoulders feel even? Where is it for you today? And we're going to do a little bit of a breath work that helps us center in the nervous system, helps us center and release some stress. So it's a great breath work to do if you're feeling really stressed or anxious or you're in a hurry, you know, all of that kind of stuff. And it's a big inhale. And then almost at the very top, it's a short, just a little more inhale. Like you really can't get any more in, but you can get a little more in. And then a audible sigh, exhale through the mouth. And we're going to do 5 rounds of this. So I want you to take a deep breath in. And then another sip. And then, good. And again, inhale. And a little more. Inhale. Little more. 2 more. Inhale. Little more. Exhale. And last one. Inhale. Little more. Exhale. Good. And then, excuse me, leave the right foot where it is and slide the left heel out to the side. So it's a single-sided um, wide leg fold. Wide leg, it's kind of a wide leg forward fold, only on the floor. So kind of notice that if we push the left or the right heel into the wall and we allow the left leg to go out to the left, you can use your left hand underneath your thigh to support your stretch so that you don't overstretch right away. And see if you can feel the hips pretty even, the left inner leg stretching, the right leg pressing into the wall. Find your breath. Just breathe here. And I'm using my left hand right on the outside of my left thigh just so I don't overstretch this one. Good, breathe. Maybe let the toes point a little closer to the floor, right? A lot of external rotation here if your hips allow. Find your breath. Good, see if you can feel the stretch soften without doing more. And then using the low belly and maybe that left hand, slide that leg back up. Ooh, and then feel one side to the other. And it's interesting, if I look at my feet on the wall, my left heel is a little higher than my right heel, and it was not like that earlier. All right, so let's go to the other side. Kind of press your left heel into the wall, slide the right leg out to the side. Again, try to monitor. What you don't want is the opposite heel popping up off the ground. You're just seeing if you can find the hips even and allow the leg, the inner leg, to stretch. Again, using your right hand to support this so that you don't overstretch. Keeping the left leg neutral, so don't let it roll out to the side or anything. Maybe the right side toes drop toward the floor a little more than the heel. Breathe, and maybe you notice one side having a completely different sensation than the other. Deep breath. Good, one more. Inhale. Exhale it out. And then low belly engages, slide that leg up, pause for a moment, both legs straight. Ooh, see if the heels look kind of even again, and then both legs out to the sides. Both legs out. Think about the sacrum and that the sacrum is nice and even across from hip to hip, nice and even. You can even put your hands at the upper hip creases and see if they feel even toward the wall. Good. You can use both hands to both outside thighs just to stretch that out a little bit, and then maybe let the toes descend a little more than the heels. So my pinky toe is lower than my heel is. And just investigate, right? The inner thighs can be super tight for people. So we're just investigating here. We're going, what's actually happening here as I stretch through these legs? Good. One more deep breath. Oh. Exhale, use both hands, slide both legs up, and then bend the knees and bring those knees toward your chest a little bit. Your feet are still on the wall. And breathe. Good. And then take your hands or elbows to the wall or to the floor and scoot your hips away until your knees are more 90 degrees. at the wall. So feet to the wall, knees 90 degrees from your hip to your knee and from your knee to your foot. Extend your left leg straight up toward the ceiling. Turn your right knee out to the right so that your right foot is on the pinky edge, and take the left leg out to the side. So again, we're here in the inner thighs. Again, support that left leg by using your hand to keep it where it should be. Press your right pinky side of your foot into the wall. Yep. So both legs are even, both hips are even, the sacrum is even. We're stretching both sides in a completely different way. Breathe. You should feel this. Don't over feel it, right? So if you're a stretchy junkie like I can be, right? We want to go deeper, deeper, deeper. We don't want to do that. Just feel the beauty of the stretch without feeling like I got to go more, I got to do more. Just it's okay right here where you are. And then squeeze both legs in, release the left foot, put that foot back on the wall, take the right leg up. So before the right leg moves, turn the left knee out to the left. You're back on the pinky side of the left foot, and then take the right leg out. And then shift the hips, find the center of your sacrum, letting one knee bend out to the side, the other leg bend out to the side. Don't try to go deeper. Try to keep the left hip on the floor, everyone. Nice deep breath. You got it. Right? Just exploring sensation here. And inhale here. Exhale, everything comes back to the middle. Let that foot come to the floor. Take your left leg straight up. Good. Breathe. Take the thighs and crisscross them. So your right foot's still on the wall. Crisscross your thighs. See how far you can go, which is not very far. Your thighs are going to stop you. Level out the hips. Your left leg is trying to go over to the right. Your right knee is trying to go over to the left. You got really nowhere to go. Just hang out here. See if you can find that stretch. And release. Foot to the wall, same thing other side. The right leg goes up, the thighs crisscross. Try to keep the right leg straight. Your left leg going, or your left knee going toward the right, your right leg going toward the left. Just a little crisscross here. Find your breath. Good. Release both feet to the wall. Find that. I want you to push into the wall, lift your hips just a couple of inches off the floor. Please be mindful here. This should not hurt anything. If it hurts anything, lower down until it doesn't. Press your feet into the wall. The hands come down to your sides. The palms are face down. Squeeze in through your belly. Release your left leg. Take it up to the ceiling. Woo, good. Breathe, everybody. Maybe point the toes and then listen up. Inhale right here. Exhale, drop the hips to the floor. Inhale, push that leg back up toward the ceiling. Exhale, lower down. Yep, a little funky bridge work. Inhale, lift those hips up. Exhale, drop it down. Slow, slow, slow. Two more. Push it up, everybody. Exhale, lower it down. Woo, good. One more. Lift, lift, lift. Point the toes up toward the ceiling. The hips are even. The hands can press to the floor and lower everything down. Good job. Release that side. Place that foot on the floor. Or sorry, on the wall. And when you're ready, point the right toes up. Breathe. Here we go. Squeeze your belly. We got 5 of these. Slow. Push up and hold just for a moment. Find where your body is. Is the foot to the wall giving you support? Are you toning in through the low belly? Let's do 5. So lower down. Exhale. Inhale. Push up. Exhale, lower down, slow. There should be no pain here. Inhale, lift, squeeze. Exhale, slowly lower. We got 2 left. Push up, everybody. You got this. And exhale. Good. Last one. Push, push, push. Hold and lower down. Nice little glute work. Both feet to the wall. Breathe. Walk your feet 1 foot up the wall, just 1 little foot up the wall. The hands are down. Here we go. Push both feet into the wall. Lift the hips. Squeeze your glutes this time. If it's okay and the pressure is okay on the head and the shoulders, you can lift a little higher, slowly lower down, and push up. Slowly lower down. That's 2. Good. Push up. And slowly lower down. Anybody feeling this? Woo! Lift. Squeeze your glutes and lower. Good. 2 more. Push and lower. Last one. Push. See if you can hold here. Press the hands into the floor. Press the feet into the wall. Optionally lift one leg. Keep the other knee stable. The foot is on the wall. Breathe, release that foot to the wall. Switch sides, lift the other leg, squeeze the glutes, everybody. And lower that foot to the wall, squeeze everything up, and then release everything down. Bring your knees to your chest. Nice deep breath. Roll the knees over to one side and press up. Yeehaw! That felt good. And then sit relatively close to the wall. We did this last class so that you're about one arm's length. So Michal turns sideways, about 1 arm's length away from the wall. Good. Leave that hand on the wall. Take the other arm up and come on over. The elbow's going to bend, your palm to the wall. Open up the chest. See if you can open up the chest. Keep this hip down, that opposite hip down. Don't try to touch the wall if it's not going there, okay? Just breathe and then press out through those ribs and then straighten the arm that's at the wall. So a good push here. And then bend and good push. So we're actually working that arm that's at the wall. Breathe. 3, push strong. That's it. Breathe. And 4, push straight arms the best you can. And 5, and then stretch, right? Notice and take it up. Woo, good. Release it, shake it out. Now, if it's hard to sit on the floor like this, get your behinds up, right? Get up on a blanket or something. Take the time to do that. And then when you're ready, just turn yourself around. As we turn around, we always know, right? We've done the first side where we can see, so it's not that big a deal. Take the arm straight out to the wall. Inhale, take the other arm up and stretch toward the wall. That hand that's at the wall, that elbow's going to bend. Chest open, the hip is down, everyone. Here we go. Push strong out through that wall. And exhale back toward the wall. Good. Inhale, open. Exhale, press. Inhale, really push against that wall. Use the wall for resistance. Exhale, back. And last one, push. You should feel the tricep working when you push against that wall. And exhale, let that hand come closer to the wall. Nice, sweet stretch for your body, for your side body. And release it. Good. And shake it out. Face the wall. I'm going to grab my blanket for this one just so I can sit on it. And you're going to take those feet to the wall. So adjust as you need to so that your legs are roughly, not quite 90, but, think boat pose. And lean back for a moment and just kind of get yourself really settled in here as far as your sit bones. Your ankles and your knees are lined up. Your feet are pressing into the wall. I want you to leave your hands behind you, but then see if you can press your chest toward the wall. Look at your feet. They should be level with each other. The big toe mound should be pressing in. Lift your chest toward the wall. And then hang on to that. Take the hands behind you, behind your knees, and stay lifted toward the wall. Woo. Yeah, right. Press in through the press in through the big toes, press through the inner ankle so the legs don't roll out. Reach and try to bring the hands up toward the wall. Obviously, they're not going to touch. Squeeze your belly, everybody. This is boat pose at the wall. Big deep breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leave the feet, release the hands. You can roll forward a little bit. If you want to release the legs, go ahead and do that. Good. Breathe. All right. Second round. Hands go behind the legs again. I want you to lift the chest really tall. Press your feet into the wall. Keep the inner ankles heading toward each other if you tend to roll out there. Here we go. Arms reach toward the wall. Squeeze, keep your chest lifted. Push your feet into the wall more. Move the upper body away from the wall a little bit. Keep the chest high. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands under. Go ahead and release the legs for a moment and breathe. I know. What is she doing to me? All right, come on up. I know, right? You would think this would be all core, and it is a lot of core, but wow, are the legs having to work. Let's take the legs up. You know, you can always take a rest. The hands come behind the knees so that we can lift the chest. I love that part of it. You can always stay here, by the way. The arms reach out. Breathe. Now, 1, you're here. 2, the hands go back behind the knees. Push your feet into the wall, lean back a little bit more. Take the arms up overhead. This is going to make it a little more challenging. Yes. Breathe. Take the arms out to the sides. Breathe. Keep your chest lifted. Take the arms forward. Breathe. Come back just a little more. Push your feet into the wall. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, soften down. Woo. And breathe. I know. We have one more here, one more round. And it's just slightly different. We're going to add a little twist to this. So it's kind of cool and it's very effective. It's so cool. All right, feet back. There we go. Remember, you can do anything else we've done, including nothing, right? You can just take the feet down, chill out for a moment, but just see where you are. Hands behind the knees, reach and lift the chest. Whew. Good. And then you're going to take hand to opposite elbow in front of you. You're going to lean back a little bit. You're going to go elbow to opposite knee. Here we go. So switch, switch, switch. I hear a lot of noise out there. Switch, switch, switch. Come on. 4 and 3 and 2 whoo, and 1. Take it center. Lean back. Keep the hands where they are. Elbow to hand, hand to elbow. Lean back. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Whoo. It's a beautiful thing. All right, so we have one more here, and I'm just going to spread my blanket out more so that the blanket is under me. And make sure, you know, at least from your upper thighs to upper torso is on the blanket. If you choose to use it, you don't have to. And then you're going to take your legs straight. You're going to come down. This will probably feel really good initially, right? Because you know it's never going to stay this way. But take your feet to the wall. Your feet are roughly hips width apart. Whew. And just pause here for a moment because I know that boat pose can be a little tricky with the hips and the back. So just pause and feel that. Take a deep breath. Good, and breathe. So push as hard as you can, relatively speaking, like don't go crazy here, but as much as you can, push your right foot into the wall, lift your left foot off the wall. Yep. It's only lifting a few inches, by the way. It's not going up to the ceiling. And then I want you to circle the left leg. Just do a little circle. Push your right foot into the wall and then circle a little higher. Woo. And circle a little higher. The circle's not getting bigger, the leg is raising up. Circle a little higher. Woo. Breathe. Yep. Circle a little higher. And circle to the height that you can bring that leg. Good. And then stop the circle, but keep the leg. Feel the hips, push that foot into the wall, everybody. Find your breath. Take the hands behind the head. Inhale here. Exhale, press the back of the ribs into the floor, lift your head. Now, no pulling on the head. You should be able to move those hands out of the way. I just want that head to be supported. Push into the wall, push the heel up toward the ceiling. Breathe. Last choice, release the hands and reach both hands toward the wall. 5, 4, push the foot into the wall. 3, 2, 1, lower the head, lower the leg. Good, nice deep breath, push both legs into the wall. Push the left leg in a little bit more, lift the right leg. Woo, notice, feel the ribs press toward the floor a little bit. Start your circles. Everybody, start your engines. Here we go. Circle. You can point the toes too. I tend to flex just so my foot doesn't hit the wall. Circle up a little higher. Circle up a little higher. Keep the leg as straight as you can, everybody. Press that left foot in. Press a little higher, circle a little higher. Breathe, circle a little higher. Woo. Good, circle up as high as you can get that leg to go for you. And then stop the circle. Push the left foot into the wall. Find your breath. Take the hands behind the head. Inhale first. Exhale, press the back of the ribs into the floor. Lift your head. Find that, push that foot into the wall. Everybody push the other heel up toward the ceiling. Release the hands toward the wall if you want. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower and let that leg come down. I know, a little bit of core work today. We have one more thing to do here core-wise, and then we're going to get up off the floor. So position, again, if you need to scoot back closer to the wall, push both legs into the wall. Take the left leg to 90 degrees. The left leg to 90 degrees. Level out the hips, push your right foot into the wall, take the hands behind you. Good. So the first thing we're going to do is just lift that upper torso. Lift the upper torso. Here's the hard part, and it's tricky for me. I want to bring my elbow toward my knee, but I don't want to move my knee. So I don't want you to bring the knee in. I want you to bring the elbow up. It's not going to touch unless you're really unique. And take it down. Good. Elbow toward knee, squeeze. And down, just 5 of these. Squeeze up, try to get that elbow there. Don't bring the knee in any closer, squeeze. Got one more, squeeze here, hold, 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 hold. Take that right hand and send it past your left knee on the outside, just breathe. 5, good, push your foot into the floor, into the wall. 4, 3, little higher, 2, and 1, whoo, and release. All right, last one, last side. The right knee goes to 90 degrees. The belly levels out. Inhale here first. Exhale, lift up, everybody, and breathe. Let the hands support the head fully. Push your left foot into the wall. And let's see if we can go 5. Elbow toward knee. Squeeze it up and down. Squeeze it up and down. and squeeze and down and squeeze and down. Last one, squeeze and hold. Extend the left arm past the right knee. Breathe. 5. Push your legs strong. 3, 2, 1, and down you go. Whew. Good. Both knees to chest. Good. Maybe turn the head side to side, soften up that tension in the neck. And then roll the knees over to one side. Good. Once you roll yourself up, you can probably move your blanket out of the way for now. We're going to come up to standing. And come to table pose and bring your feet toward the wall. So it's interesting here, right? If your toes allow, your toes are mostly on your mat, your heels are mostly toward the wall. If that hurts your feet, walk your knees forward more so you have more room to play here, okay? What I don't want is toes straight down on the floor. That's not good. We're coming to downward facing dog. So find that nice solid pose, engage your belly, lift your knees, and take your heels up the wall. Check your toes. All parts of your toes should be on the floor. If you need to move the feet out more to do that, please do. And then just kind of slide the hips side to side. Just side to side. And breathe. And then come right to center. Level out the feet. Press the sit bones up. Reach through the arms and the shoulders. Find your pose, everybody. That's it. And then start to tilt forward. Walk the hands forward if need be, and come to plank pose. Whew. Press your heels into the wall if you can. Yes, feel the difference in the legs when you're pushing those heels back. Breathe, everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down dog. Listen up. Breathe. Step your feet off the wall to the edges of your mat. Give yourself some space behind you, and then walk those hands all the way back. Bend your knees. Careful. If you're really close to the wall, you might need to scoot away from the wall. Take your hands to your knees. Come on up. Good. Everybody shake it out, roll it out, and come right up against the wall. I really like this a lot. It's just a great way to feel your alignment, and it's simple. If you can, you're bringing the heels to the wall. Your feet are hips width apart. Your feet are parallel to each other. And then we start to go, okay, so if I like really arch away from the wall so that my sit bones walk up the wall a little bit, and then start to drop the tailbone and bring the ribs a little closer to the wall, just so you're not reaching out too much. Bring the shoulders to the wall, bring the back of the head to the wall so that you are not looking up. If your head doesn't come to the wall without a chin rise, keep the head away and work with the shoulders. And then press the shoulders to the wall, the palms face out. And breathe. So start by just kind of firing up the hips a little bit, right? How do we, right? It's really hard for me not to overarch these ribs. So how do we bring the ribs back? Whew. How do we bring the belly button back? How do we bring the shoulders back? Can you find that, right? Pulling the ribs in and the belly in this position is harder than it seems, isn't it? It's like, where am I going here? Can I, draw those ribs back? Can I draw those shoulders back? Imagine if I had my hands on your shoulders and I'm pressing them back. Good. Come to elbow or robot arms. Woo. Lengthen the back of the neck. Press the ribs back toward the wall. Take the arms up. Thumbs to the wall. Bring the ribs back toward the wall. Soften your jaw. Breathe. Fire up the legs and release. And roll it out and shake it out. I know. I find that so interesting, especially when we're going here and then here, right? So it's not just shoulders and then the ribs poke out. It's the shoulders are back and then the ribs draw in. So we want to see if we can engage this low belly or this upper part of our abdominal muscles. So let's just play here one more time. This time I want you to take the feet a little bit away from the wall. I don't know, maybe 3-4 inches or so. Bring the shoulders to the wall. And notice as soon as you do that, right, what happens? It's natural, it's normal. And then from here, keep the knees soft. Thank you, Judy. Keep the knees soft and then try to bring the ribs back to the wall. Like really push them, really press them in. Right? It's hard not to just curl because that's what your body wants to do, right? So we press in, we pull the ribs back. Good. Now listen up. You're going to shift into one foot, peel the heel of your other foot off. Good. Lengthen through the sit bones here, up the wall. See if you can lift the knee. Yeah, I know, right? It got tricky because you're so darn close to the wall. So feel the hamstrings lift up. It's going to arch your back. Yeah. And then lengthen the tailbone back down. Good. 1, you're here. 2, you're out. 3, the arms go up. Woo, good. Ribs are soft in. You're pressing into your standing leg. You're keeping the spine nice and long. Release the leg. Release the arms. Roll it out, right? So you wouldn't think that one shift would change everything. How do we find balance when we're not compensating for it? Yeah, it's kind of fun. All right. Shoulders back, ribs in, right? The legs get active. Shift into your left foot and just peel the right heel. You're already going to start to feel a shift here. And then see if you can get that foot off the floor without overcompensating. Feel the sit bones lift up. As soon as they lift up, you're going to arch away and then lengthen the tailbone. Whew. Good. Keep the standing knee a bit soft. Just don't lock it out because we're away from wall. Take the arms up. Find that nice 90 degree. Good. Breathe, everybody. Release the leg. Release the arms. Ooh, shake it out. Walk it off. Walk it off, everybody. Julie, you can move that stuff off mat now, for now. So now we're going to face the wall and we're going to put our toes to the wall. So stand on the right foot and bring your toes to the wall. This is, again, a funky little harder thing than you think because we're still having to hold this foot from slipping and sliding. We want to level out the hips and take your fingertips to the wall. Ooh, good. Now, fire up the standing leg, everybody. Find your breath. Breathe. Push your toes into the wall. Keep that leg about 90 degrees. Breathe. Yeah, I know. I feel it too. If you want, the arms go up. Squeeze the low belly. Keep the hips level. Push your foot into the wall. Try not to hyperextend the standing leg. Big deep breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Listen up. Take your hands back to the wall. Take the toes off the wall. Anybody not feeling that leg? Tell me now. All right. 1, you're here. 2, one hand up, the other hand up. You're looking at the wall. Breathe. Stand tall. Stand tall. Hands to the wall. Release that leg. Oh, yeah. Woo. Shake it out. I find it amazing that you can just change one thing and it's like all the muscles fire in a whole different way. It's like, oh, that's pretty cool stuff. All right, so let's go to the other side. And I didn't say, but you want to, when you're lining up, you always want your lineup to be good, to be in good alignment. So when I take my foot to the wall, if my standing leg is really off center, I want to shift that. I want to change that so that I can fire up the leg, knowing that my ankle and my knee and my hip are in a line. Whoo, this side feels like it's gonna be a little more challenging. Relatively speaking, 90 degrees, press your toes into the wall, fingers to the wall, fingertips. And just kind of gaze softly at the wall in front of you. Feel what's going on. Assess, right? You don't want to overdo it. Just breathe. One here, two, arms up. Ooh, and breathe. Now, maybe you can smile at the same time. What? Who wants a smile right now? Breathe, 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 breathe. Press the toes into the wall. So we got tons of resistance going on here with the toes, with the standing leg. Take your hands back to the wall. Hold. See if you can take those toes off the wall. And breathe. Standing leg strong, everybody. Working with the hip flexor on the right side. One, you're here. Two, one arm, two arms. Up, balance work. And breathe. And release it. Oh, I know. Turn around, take your behind to the wall, walk your feet out and wide, and then just soft knees, everybody, fold forward. Good. Just let the head hang heavy. If you're kind of crunching through the back of the neck, let it be long. And then hands to knees and come on up. And push off the wall. So a couple classes ago, we did this one, still staying with these legs and hips. You're going to come close to the wall. You're going to do that same 90 degrees at the wall. So the knee is flexed, the foot is flexed, your standing leg is underneath your hips. That looks great, Michal. And then you're going to press into the wall. And if you can, the inside arm goes up, level the hips, right? If you had a pole right here, those hips would be even, right straight across. And take the other arm up. Imagine you're squeezing just a little beach ball here. Push your leg into the wall, flex your foot. Yeah, breathe. Anybody not feeling this in the standing leg? Good. Take your outside hand to your hip. See if you can extend. Oh, make some noise. Woo! And let go. Ow. What's it hurt? It's the standing leg that's like, what? Good. So shake it out, everybody. Just shake it out. Shake, 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 shake. I know. But what's cool is, right? You shake it out, you walk it out. Oh, it feels better, right? It's not like it's staying, or later today it'll feel better. All right, so let's go to the other side. You're going to turn around. Ooh, make sure the standing leg, which is the outside leg, is under your hip. And then bend your inside leg closest to the wall to 90 degrees. First, find that. Press the hips toward the wall. Take the inside arm up. And breathe. You're still good. Take the outside arm up. Press into the wall. Breathe. Try to keep the hips level, both hips pointing in the same direction. Yep, I know. Squeeze the standing legs hip. Find your breath. Right? So far, so good. For me, this side's a little easier. And you're going to then see if you can extend that leg. Oh, yeah, that changed that right away. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Holy moly. Take the feet wide. Come on down, everybody. I know. They're like, what's wrong with her? Why does she keep doing this? Good. Heel toe out wide, everyone. If you've got the room, you can take your hips right to the wall, not your feet so much. That'll be a little trickier, but you can try it. If you can bring heels to the wall, feel free to do so. Just watch your balance. Press your hips into the wall. Good, nice deep breath. And then press up. If you brought heels to wall, move them away from the wall, heel toe in, and then come up to standing. And shake it out. All right, so we got a little more work to do. I want you to grab both blocks. Grab a sip of water if you need one or want one. Now, one block is going to go, it's not really even halfway, but it's going to go on the right side. So we'll all do the same leg on the right side of your mat, sort of almost halfway down. Your other one is going to go to the wall, to your knee. And here's what, just take a look first, because I know wall work is tricky because you end up having your back to the screen. What we want to do is we're going to be here, and then we're going to go here, okay? So you want your knee to tap the block, not hang out. So come up straight first. So you're in a nice solid lunge. Your hands are to the wall. You're pushing your chest. So Mihal, come to fingertips if you can. So everybody on fingertips so you can move your chest away from the wall. And then you're going to simply tap your block about 5 times with your back knee. So here we go, slow. Down and up. Here's what we're trying to do. We're trying to keep the front knee from coming forward. So we're doing that 90-degree thing again. Here we go. 4. This should be okay, easy. And 5 and lift. Push that front knee into the wall. See if you can lower your back block. If you can't, then just step away, lower, and then, yep, there you go. Push against the wall, fingertips, chest out, squeeze your back glute. Let's do 5 and slow it down. So take your knee down and push it up strong. If that's too low, go back to the higher level. Here's 2 and up. 3, up, yep, almost there. 4 and 5, good, listen up. Bend the back knee, let it hover if you can. So it's not touching the block. Your fingertips are still to the wall. Your chest is moved away from the wall. Push into your front block. 1, you're here. 2, take the arms up. That's it. I know, everyone. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands to the wall. Step away. Just let the block drop. Shake it out. Oh, see, isn't it amazing? I mean, it really is amazing what we can do with simple, simple stuff. So just take that block that was at the back knee. It's already in place. So just slide it over and then tilt it up. Good. I'm just going to get something off my screen that's bugging me. Okay. And then let's go to the other side. So your front knee, right, is cushioned and supported by the block. Your back foot is straight back. Ooh. Breathe. Try to keep the back foot straight. And you can test it once if you bend and see that that block is there. Fingertips are right in front of your chest. So shoulders are even, ribs are even, hips are even. Little bit of pressure on that block that's at the wall. Here we go, just for 5. So tap and lift, tap. When you lift, if you can extend through the back of the knee, even better, right? 3, try not to drop your head. 4, look at the wall. And 5. Good. So press into the block at the wall so it doesn't drop, and just reach back and turn your block down to lower level. If you can, and if not, just move and come back. All right, so 5 more slow. Here we go. 1. Whoops, I lost my knee block. See? And that's exactly the lesson of keeping that knee stable. Here we go. 2, 3, lose your concentration. 4, 5, and then bend and hover, everybody. Bend and hover. Hold, tuck that belly in, squeeze the back glute. Fingers either stay at the wall or they lift up. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it. All right, so just scoot your blocks out of the way for a moment. And take your left toes maybe an inch away from the wall. Take your hands to the wall, step your right foot back. Try your best, depending on your foot, your ankle, your knee, to keep your back foot straight back. Your back heel straight back, not turned in, not turned out. The back thigh rolls in just a little bit, right? That inner thigh rolls in. The front leg is going to straighten. Your hands are right in front of your chest. Find that, and then just see if you can bring the heel, the back heel, closer to the floor. It does not have to touch. Don't shorten your stride to make that happen. Feel the stretch at the back of the legs. Good. The hips are even. I'm actually drawing my pubic bone up just a little bit. From here, if you can, don't move the legs, go to flat hands. Try to keep the back leg. I'm looking again because my back heel wants to turn in. And I'm just trying to see if I can keep it straight. You're at flat hands. Find your breath. Take a big, remember that breath at the very beginning? I want you to take a big breath in. Sip in a little more. Exhale loud. Good. One more. Try to keep the heel evenly reaching in the back. One more. Inhale. And sip. And hum. Now, 1, you're here. 2, you're going to bend and bring elbows to wall. Try not to drop. You're not looking at the wall. You're kind of looking down lower at the wall. Try not to drop the head or overly lift it. So for me, the stretch in the upper calf muscle is amazing. So that is an area in the legs that can get so tight. And when that gets really tight from all of our other activities, right, it can affect the knee, it can affect the Achilles. All right, from elbows, push into the hands, widen your hands, whoo, and come on out. And just take a moment to, well, I mean, my right calf feels so much better, so much looser than my left. You got to be mindful though, right? You don't want to overdo. You can shorten, you can lengthen, but what I'm finding, and this is with the help of my friend Mia, who's been teaching me some different things, is finding the right length and then hanging on, like just hold and breathe for a little bit and see if we can affect these muscles. So let's switch sides. The right foot is forward about an inch. The left foot steps back, and it always takes me a moment. First, I have to find I have to find the length of the lunge. I look at my back foot and I'm trying to even it out so it's the same length or the same way as the side of my mat. Straighten the front leg. Start to drop the heel of the back leg. So once I do that, I tend to want to go a little longer in my pose. Watch the knees. You're on fingertips to start. And then start playing. Where are the hips? Where's the pelvis? Where's the belly? Just looking straight in front of me. One side often different than the other. This one isn't nearly as tight. So I'm going to play here with lengthening through the front of the leg, the psoas muscle. Big deep breath, everybody. Let the back heel be heavy and just see if you can not turn it in. See if you can keep it straight. Back, even front leg is active. Deep breath. So from fingertips, go to flat palms. Breathe. Keep playing with the legs. Where do you normally want to go? For me, I want my right, what wants to happen is my left hip wants to roll forward. And so I'm actually having to really keep it coaxing back because it wants to roll and shift the hips. Now I'm feeling it in that calf muscle. Woo! Good. Breathe. 1, you're here. 2, you're going to come out a little bit. 3, you're going to drop in on the elbows. Whew. Keep the legs working the way they were when you were further away from the wall. Keep the hips level. Keep the pelvis level. See if the heel will drop a little on the back foot. Good. Breathe, everybody. Good. Give me a big, deep inhale, that breath we were working on. And more. And oh. Good. 1 more. Inhale. And more. And oh. And push those hands into the wall. Take those feet wide. Step away and shake it out. Whew. Yeah, I know, right? So Mia talks about adhesions in the ankles and the feet and how over time that starts to affect everything else. And if we can work with that a little bit more, a little bit longer, we can start to break up some of that, especially, through the heel, the Achilles, the calves. And so I've been playing with that a bit. So feels really good. All right, so let's just change it up a little bit. See, she'll have to think of something else, maybe push-ups at the wall. So we're gonna give these legs just a little break. How much? Oh, Lordy, look at, okay. So push-ups at the wall, we're gonna start now. Push-ups at the wall. You can make this easier or harder depending on how far away your feet are from the wall. If you're here, if you're just working on strength and you're doing this, that's awesome. If you can step back a little bit and maybe come to the heels, right? It's going to be a little harder. Just remember, there's a wall in front of you. Don't whack your nose. Take the hands wider and level with your shoulders. Here we go for 10. Here we go. So bend, tap your nose if you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. 8, 9, 10. Just push off the wall. Shake out your wrists. All right, the arms are coming closer. So that was push up. This is chaturanga, okay? Little bit different. So the hands come shoulders width. The elbows stay pointing down toward the floor. Ideally, you got wrists and elbows relatively lined up. Don't worry about that so much. Keep the elbows from splaying out. Look at your wall. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Woo, these are much harder for me. 5, push. And 6, 7, come on. 8, woo, 9, and 10. Oh. And shake it out. See, why is that so much harder? It's so interesting to me that it's that much harder to keep here. Why? Because you're working triceps instead of shoulders, instead of pecs. You're absolutely right. All right, so come on to the wall. Now, when we do this, so it's a wall squat, and I want you to make sure your mat's not going to slip out. So walk your feet out and find your wall squat. The only requirement in my brain is that these cute little knees don't do this, okay? They don't shoot past your ankles. So either they're straight lined up or they're a little softer at that angle. Feel your pelvis, find the middle of your sacrum. Find your shoulders, find the ribs. Here we go. So, we're starting here, we're starting easy. It is up to you if you want to go more. We've done a ton of leg work. So if you want to sink in just a little bit more, go ahead. If you get there and you go, what? Come back up a little bit. It's okay. I want you to take one arm, keep everything else in the center, and just circle it all the way up the wall and all the way down. If you can, keep the back of the hand to the wall. If not, don't worry about it. Take it up and down. One more. Take it up and down. Switch sides. Up. Try to keep the back of the hand at the wall. Is something touching if you can. If not, don't worry about it. And 2, go slow. Woo! Anybody feeling their legs? And 3. And down, push off the wall, stand up. Oh yeah, oh yeah. We have 2 more rounds, a little bit different. Just monitor how you're doing. They won't be that long, but they're gonna work a little different. So come on back and find maybe even not quite as deep, okay? Lengthen back so that you're sitting smack on the middle of the sacrum. This is, I find this quite challenging, so just do what you can do. We're here, we're gonna see if we can lift the heels. 1, 2, keep everything else still. 3, 4, 5, 6, we're going to 10, 7, 8, 9, 10. See if you can hold. Keep everything else at the wall for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands to the wall, heels drop, push off. Everybody okay? Good. Woo. All right, we got one left. One more thing left. This time, your feet come together. Feet together, knees together, best you can. And then find your pose. And just hang out for a minute. And then take the hands to the back of the wall. You can either do hands or you can do back of the arms, whichever one feels right to you. You're going to peel your left heel, stabilize your right side, see if you can lift and extend. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bend and lower. Yep, feel how that single quad worked, right? Last one, shoulders back, Julie, so shoulders back. Belly in, here we go. So first peel, because you got to find the quad, and then lift, and then extend if you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bend, lower, push off the wall, and shake it out. We have a beautiful cardinal out there. All right, if you can, hand to the wall. Just take the outside leg, see if you can find your foot. Draw the knee back, listen up. I want the knee to be heavy toward the floor. And then pubic bone to belly button to draw up. Elbow back. Find your breath. Whoo. Stretching out that quad muscle. We work the heck out of that. Optionally, arm up. Breathe. And release, shake it out. Good. Going to the other side. And even here, notice if you can, notice which side feels tighter. For me, it's the right. That's my dominant leg. Definitely feels tighter. Remember to tuck the pelvis a little bit. Breathe. and release. Grab one block and take it on the lowest level to the wall. You're going to place that foot on the block or to the side of the block. You're going to grab your other foot if you can. I know it's trickier now that we're closer. If you're too close to the wall, just take the block out a little further or turn it. All right, so here, here, here. Yeah, dancer pose. Notice the hips. Where are they going? Did it roll back? Did it roll forward? Your hand is at the wall. You can come forward. Don't overdo. You should not feel this in your lower back. You're looking toward the floor. Your other shoulder is back. Press your foot into your hand. And come up. Shake it out. Turn yourself around. Do the hokey pokey. All right, press in. Find your balance. See if you can grab that foot. Take the inside arm up. It's going to give you some room. The palm is face in. Good. Breathe. Lengthen through the belly here. When you're ready, see if your body wants to go forward. Your inside hip is not touching the wall. Your standing leg is straight. Your shoulder arm are helping support your balance. And breathe. And release. And then take that same block and move it away from the wall so that you can, not that far, sorry, so that you can stand on it with your inside foot and have your hand at the wall and feel like you're not too close. If you feel like you're too close, just move the block away. And stand up on your block, flex your foot softly, and then just swing. This is what I wanted to do last class and I ran out of time. This is a psoas release. You flex your foot so you don't scrape your toes, right? Catch your toe. Don't overdo. Don't make this a big swing. Just let the leg swing. Yep. Releasing the psoas right in the front body. And then just let it hang. And then take the standing leg and squeeze it up. And then drop, squeeze up. So this, you're focusing on that inside hip now, as if somebody were scrunching your outside waist. So these are called hip hikers. 3, 4, and 5. And then just step down on either side of your block. I like that one a lot. It works the tensor fascia lata, that outside hip. The key muscle for tree pose. All right, so let's turn ourselves around. Step on the block, find your stability first, right? It's tricky to step on a block when it's a soft block. And then engage the standing leg and just let the other one swing. Remember to soft flex the foot just so you don't catch your toes. And try to relax here. Like you're not working any muscles on that leg that's swinging. You're not trying to make it a big swing or a small swing. You're just letting it go. When the psoas is really tight, it actually pulls the lower back into an arch, artificially pulls it, and it can create tons and tons of tension. That's it. Just let it swing. And then soften the swing, let it hang. And then engage the standing leg, squeeze the hip, squeeze the inside closest to the wall hip in and scrunch the waist on the other side for 5. And that's 2 and 3, yep, and 4 and 5. Woo, and then step down, just step on either side of your block. I'm just gonna turn around and squeeze the block with your ankles. That should feel kind of nice. And then bend the knees, grab your block, take it between the legs, long ways. Walk the feet in and squeeze. Deep breath, everybody. And release your block. Take your hips to the wall, your feet roughly the width of your mat, your feet come away from the wall. This is just a forward fold here. Hips stay on the wall. When you do a forward fold at the wall, I like this because it's supported. It's not just supported by your feet and your hands, but by the hips, nice soft knees. This is usually a much easier pose for the lower back, but always know that you can stay neutral. Let the head hang heavy. That's it. And then take your hands to your legs and slowly curl up. Hands stay on the legs until you're all the way up. Just bring your upper body to the wall. Woo. And then push off wall. And we're coming to the floor for Shavasana. So again, if you would like your Shavasana, legs up the wall, either at that 90-degree or with the legs straight up the wall, go ahead and do that. I'm going to ask my room folks to grab, the sandbags. So in fact, I think they're over there by Michal, most of them. So sorry to walk off screen here, but if you happen to have a sandbag, grab one. Grab one, and I'm going to show you how to make this so amazingly juicy. So blanket or no blanket, and the hardest part of this, and if you have anything else, not obviously not a dumbbell, but a bag of rice would work really well here. A bag of beans would work really well here. Let me just show you if you don't know, and I know Judy and Cease do. So you're going to come up here. Here's the hardest part. You're going to try to get that weight on the feet and walk it up the wall. Now, please be careful. This is not light. Level it out. Try to bring your hips close to the wall. Take the legs up the wall. Oh my God, this feels so good. Now, I'm going to bend. You all have this idea. Come to the wall. I'm just going to help now that I've got my poor students in here. I'm just going to go help them real quick. So, so level out to the wall. Hips to wall. Good. Take this part of your body this way. Good. Everybody else, see if you can find center and breathe. Hang on there, honey bun. I know, you can see this. Good. So when you put a sandbag up on your feet, it grounds the hips, and we have done a lot of work on the hips. So if you can, let the weight, if you've put something on your feet, and even if you haven't, allow the weight of the legs to move into the sockets of the hips and feel everything just start to kind of calm down a little bit. Feel really grounded here. And again, a bag of rice works amazingly well. These are about 10 pounds. So I go for, if it's a bag of rice, a 5 or 10 pound bag of rice would do the same thing. And then just breathe. So this feeling of being grounded, right, on the floor, maybe with some weight on the legs, of feeling centered, and even of feeling that you can handle anything that comes up for you. We soften the shoulders down, we soften the jaw. If at any point, if you've put something on your feet and if at any point it doesn't feel good anymore, you just bend the knees, keep the heels at the wall and lower until you can grab that weight or give me a hands up. And if you're in the room with me, I'll come get it. And as you settle in deeper to this version of Shavasana, we take a moment just to appreciate our bodies for what they can do, right? So often we focus on what they can't do, and maybe instead we focus on what they can do. We soften down, we let go. And soften down even more. So for those of you who are ready, and I know that's a short legs up the wall, but if you're ready, start to wiggle your toes. If you happen to have a sandbag or something on those feet, just let it slide down the wall under control until that sandbag slides down behind or beside you. And then knees toward chest. Being careful that you're at the wall, maybe lowering the knees to one side or the other, curling all the way over. And then very slowly pressing all the way up. Bringing your hands to your heart, bowing to your own inner center, to your own inner guide, your own inner compass, right? Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody.